Good evening friends, welcome to your Learner 171's channel. Let us do analysis for upcoming week, that is from Monday to Friday. That is when? That is from 12th of June to 16th of June, right? Till Friday, not the expiry. So before going any further, let us discuss what we analyzed for today. यानी आज के लिए हमने कल क्या डिस्कस किया था. Let us do that analysis. So coming back to 5 minutes frame, let me just change it to 5 minutes frame. Okay, here we are. So what we discussed that if we open flat, right? If you check my yesterday's video, I mentioned it clearly. If we open flat and if there is a positive price action where higher height swings are maintained, right? You can see in last video also, I always explain what is higher highs and what is lower lows, right? So if higher highs are maintained, if the price action is positive, only then we will be interested in long. But you may see that this price action is negative, right? Now for negative price action, what was the point we said is good for shorting? Only if 18600 is broken, right? Only if 18600 is broken. You may see this low. What is this low? It is 18610. ये low क्या था? ये low है 18610. So यहाँ पे there was no probability of shorting, right? Again you may see a bullish hammer is made. Now again for bullish hammer it needs to break this swing high, right? Only then we may see why this swing high, because this is lower lows का structure. ये lower lows का structure है. Only if this swing high was broken and sustained at least by 30 minutes or why 30 minutes again, because the higher frames candle needs to show that yes, the lower lows pattern is getting broken. So also if this swing high was broken, we would say that yeah, again there is an upward opportunity, but the low was again maintained by another lower low. But again this lower low, what is the bullish hammer candle here? Now this is 18600, but is this the negative price action? No, this is not the negative price action, right? So again from here you may see that this swing tried to come closer to this recent swing low, right? And again whoever went into put from here, again their profit would have decayed. Just in case if they would have exited here from here, again they got a good profit, but still from till this point 18600 was not broken with a negative price action. Then when it got broken somewhere close to 120. Let me just come closer. Yes, here this is the candle, right? Before this, any candle, see, even this candle, this was again a bullish hammer. This broke 18600 but close above 18600. This 105 PM, 1:05 की candle, right? इस candle ने break तो किया था 18600 को, but again closed in the bullish hammer. This was not a negative price action. This is the candle of 120 which broke the 18600, and from here you may see that whatever the swing lows were made, this swing lows never broke the recent swing highs, and from here you may see a clear cut downward move till 18555 came, like 45 points movement came here, right? This was a good downward move, and from here again a swing made. This swing never broke the previous high, but again it was decaying the profit. That someone exited with this point, this is also a good point. If someone also exited here seeing this, your profits would have reduced, but again this was a good point to exit. Why? Because the day was getting over. This was an intraday trade, right? So this is how the overall summary, this is the overall summary for today's trade, right? Now what about weekly trade? On weekly frames, let me just close all this. Okay. Yeah, on weekly frames, we had discussed that if low of the previous weekly, what is this previous weekly? This was 18464. If this is not getting broken, where was the close? 18534. We discussed that we may get 18600, 18700, which happened in this week, right? Till Wednesday, we were there. From Thursday and Friday, again, this candle turned in red. Or what was our scenario? We were thinking that the probability is one red will have one green will have one red, and this was going on. So again there would be a one green, but this pattern is broken, right? ये pattern अभी break हो चुका है जब एक red एक green candle बन रही थी. ये this pattern is now broken. Now what further? For upcoming weeks, if we go back to the days frame, right? For the upcoming weeks, if we go back to the days frame, we have been discussing this in many videos, right? Whenever Nifty spot is going to the top and two red candles are made, whenever Nifty spot is going to the top और top पे अगर दो red candle बनते, it is repeated with the third candle, right? Third red. Though two reds are being repeated with the third red. This is going on since when? Since 1st of December 2022. You may see each and every top has been repeated with the third red, right? So again this probability, this is probability, right? This is not this 100% sure shot कि ऐसी red candle बनेगी. We are discussing probabilities, and in previous days session also we got this opportunity, right, of seeing third red whenever we were on the top. Since the time we are making videos, right, we got the opportunity of seeing third red after two reds. So first probability is two reds will be repeated by a third red on days frame. Again if you see on weekly also, two reds since September series, right? Since September, you may see from 12th September, two reds are being repeated with the third red. two red is being repeated by the third red. Two reds on the top, right? This was a top. On the top, two reds are being repeated with the third reds in September. Now again, what is this? This is August ka series. That is the reason I have not considered August, but from September. Two reds are being repeated by the third on the top. ऐसा नहीं कि bottom पे बन जाए. See, again on the top, two reds are being repeated with the third. Again here, this is still a bottom, two reds are repeated with the third. Now again we are at the top, so we have the probability two reds can be repeated with the third on weekly also, on daily also. This is a probability. ऐसा नहीं कि this will happen 100%. This is a probability, right? So now if we bring back our parallel lines and come back to the hourly frames, what we may see that this is the parallel line channel that we had drawn yesterday, right? And what we discussed is इसके बाहर Nifty spot was not coming since when? Since 19th May ka series till 18th June. Yesterday it tried to come down below this point, but again closed inside, right? Again closed inside. Today it has again broken and given a day's closing below this point. Now there are two possibilities. This can be a false breakout, right? बहुत बार ऐसे हो जाता है कि false breakout आ जाते हैं, जैसे you can see at 18200, right? We may see that 18200, this was broken. The one thing which was being considered as a strong support here. There were days candle frames which stayed above 18200, but again this was broken, and we saw that 18200 तोड़ने के बाद Nifty went all the way towards 18,040, but did it went for downward journey? No, again it pumped up for above 18200. So this is probability 1 कि even if this parallel channel is broken, we may see some more downward move, and again Nifty spot can get inside of this channel, right? It can get inside this parallel channel. This is probability number 1. What is probability number 2? We can go for downtrend. So understanding all these scenarios, let us discuss how we will do weekly trade, right? How we will do this weekly trade. If on Monday Nifty spots open flat, right? अगर कोई flat opening होती है closer to 18,567, and if we are going towards the downward journey with a negative price action, if we open flat, if we are going for a downward journey, see the shorters will keep on shorting. You may see this on hourly pattern also. Lower lows frames are being maintained, right? Since when? Since 8th of June 11:15 AM candle, lower lows frames are being maintained, and this frame is not broken, right? This lower lows is not broken. So if we open flat, a negative price action is seen, we will go for a shorting journey. And we will see that कि 18,460 के पास if there is any support, if it is breaking the previous swing high, जैसे इसके लिए what is the swing high? This is the swing high. For this lower high pump, what is the swing high? This is the swing high, right? If lower lows are being made, and at 18,460, if any lower lows pattern breaks the previous swing high on the intraday or what, you may see it on 5 minutes ka frame or even 15 minutes ka frame. If it is breaking the lower high swing, we will not continue the trade, right? Now what is another scenario? यहाँ से जब lower lows is being made, and if recent lower low break होता है तो still you can stay. उसके ऊपर का भी break होता है, then you can exit. I will explain this with an example. What is example? Let's say if I have shorted from this point, right, from 18,460, and if I see a lower low pump coming closer to this point, 18,296, my profits are reduced, right? My profits are reduced. But if I see a probability with a negative price action कि वो नीचे ही जाने वाला है, it will go down, I can stay inside the trade, right? But if I have entered here, why would I stay here, right? अगर if I have entered from this point and if I see a pump coming closer to this, I would not stay in the trade. Only if I have entered here, I see lower lows are being made, but any recent lower low is getting closer to my trade, right? Still the moment I'll stay. अगर इतना ऊपर आ जाता है, then I can exit. Why? Because the premiums will start decaying, right? That is the reason it is better to exit. And you may see that if one didn't exited here, all the pumps are vanished, right? From here, all the pumps are vanished. That is the reason I'll stay. So coming back to the point, if lower lows are made till 18,460, and if it is continuing down, we will stay in the trade. We may see 18,350 also. We may go for 18,300 also, and further we will keep on discussing on days analysis also, right? So there are bigger targets if we open flat and lower low structures are made, as long as the recent lower low is not breaking the previous lower high swing, right? This is the first scenario. What if we open flat and start going up? So now you may see that sellers are strongly active, right? Flat खुलने के बाद ही if we start making a positive price action, right, I will not buy a call and I will wait for the journey to go as long as somewhere closer to 18,670, 680, and from 18,670, 680, if we see a negative price action. When I say negative price action, again what I mean is, you may see that from here, when we were trying to pump up here, you may see a strong good red bearish candle has been made, right, like a shooting star from here. The high of the candle is respected, and each and every 15 minutes candles are going down, right? Like for here, take this example also. Yesterday we closed again here, a negative price action was made. We came here, a big bullish Marubozu came, which tried to enter here, again was countered by this negative price action candle, this bearish candle, which also acts as a bearish harami for this previous bullish engulfing, which is again repeated by the second price action, right? So this is when you can consider shorting. If we open flat, start going up and approach somewhere closer to this parallel line channel, right? Approach somewhere, what is this point? Somewhere closer to 18670, 680. Iske paas aake, if it is making positive price action going up, we will leave the day. At least for that day, we will wait and see kya ho raha hai if it is going up. Only if it is making this kind of negative price action where the high is respected and going for the downflow, again we are interested to come down as long as lower lows are maintained, right? We discussed flat upar jane wala scenario, upper scenario. We discussed flat downward scenario also, right? Both these scenarios. Now third is, what if we open gap up? Gap up will be a beautiful scenarios in the lower load structure. Why? Because the sellers will think this is again another good opportunity for shorting. You may remember that yesterday itself I have explained that how each and every gap up has been sold out, right? In this parallel channel. Though we are outside this parallel channel now, right? So sellers are strongly active. Sellers are strongly active here. That is the reason. You may see in today's option chain also 18700, 18600, 18650, all the calls are written. So here all the members are present, all those bigger institutions are present who have shorted heavily, right? So that is the reason if we open a gap up and again a gap up comes with a negative price action, right? अगर पहली 15 minutes की candle becomes a negative candle, a strong negative candle, ऐसा नहीं कि gap up खुल के it is making green and still you are keeping on shorting, right? A negative price action needs to come, and that negative price action needs to respect the high of the candle, making the lower lows price structure. Again, we are interested to come down towards the downward journey, right? So gap up, even if with a negative price action, we are continuing. Gap up with a positive price action entering here, we are leaving the trade for Monday. Let's see Monday where it closes. If it is able to close above 18700, we will discuss from Monday then what is the further scenario, right? What is the further scenario? That is the thing. So gap up discussed, and again flat discussed. Now what is left? Gap down. See, gap down scenario for Monday, considering the weekly pattern also, for Monday gap down wouldn't be that profitable for any new entry, right? अगर गैप डाउन होता है closer to 18500, these are all now what? These are all support zones, right? And again sellers are active from here. If any gap down happen, there might be a probability of profit booking, right? So agar gap down happens somewhere closer to 18500 levels, right? And if it is coming closer to 18560, 580, this level, right? 560, 580, 600, and again from here a negative price action is being made. Similarly this way, right? A negative price action is being made. I am interested in shorting. ऐसा नहीं कि खुलते gap down खुलने के बाद any gap down happens closer to 18500, 18480, this level, right? And if it is retracing up, if profit booking is happening from this level, from 18580, from 18600 level, if a negative price action is made, similar like this pattern, similar like this pattern, similar like this pattern, right? With the lower lows structure, I am again interested for shorting for gap down. What if we open gap down and start going down, clearly, right? With the gap down, if we start going down, at least I'll wait for first 30 minutes, see whether lower lows are maintained or whether we are going this sideways, right? And then we will decide further from upcoming Monday, right? And remember that last week on Friday, if we see weekly candles, right? Agar weekly candle pe dekhe, let me close this again. What was the closing? Closing was 18534. What is the closing for this week? 18563, right? 534, 560, 563. Kitna, just barely 30 to 40 points ka difference, right? On closing to closing basis, there is only 30 to 40 points ka difference. So again, the scenario of 18460 staying strong support is valid, right? As long as 18460 is not broken by days frame. If it is broken on days closing, we may see a target of 18300, 18200 also for weekly, right? Let it first get broken on days frame. So we have discussed all the scenarios: gap up, gap down, and flat on the basis of weekly. Understanding that two red scenario also that I explained in the beginning of the video, right? On that note, I close this video. Have a happy weekend. See you on Monday.